Just recently, Queen Mary of Denmark announced that her eldest son and heir to the Danish throne, Prince Christian, is moving to Africa. This summer, the young man graduated from school. Prince Christian of Denmark has decided to take a gap year. The young man, who turned 18 last year, did not enroll in university this year. Numerous changes are taking place in the Danish royal household, and the future monarch's decision has caused some surprise. One of the most eligible bachelors in high society has set off for Africa. This news was not easy for the loving mother, despite having 4 children with King Frederik. Her Majesty the Queen admitted that it would be difficult for her to be without her son in the coming months. "We can't even imagine how much we will miss him, so much," she said while attending a ceremony in the capital, Copenhagen. The Danish Queen added that although she and King Frederik would have liked the heir to gain more knowledge, they are eagerly waiting for him to return and share his life experiences. When the heir to the Danish throne took an academic break, he followed the example of his uncle, Prince Joachim, who spent many years in agriculture before choosing different paths outside his country. He may see if this always useful domain attracts him. Last week, there was nothing unusual on the Danish royal family's schedule, but this week was not ordinary. Although there were no public farewells and King Frederik and Queen Mary continued their duties as usual, their eldest son and heir to the Danish throne has just made an important move. Prince Christian has already started his first long stay abroad. Considering this is his gap year before starting higher education, this period is considered strictly personal, so no other details about his life there will be published. However, we can assume that his life will be radically different from the one he knows, and perhaps he will discover that his calling is agriculture, like his uncle, Prince Joachim of Denmark. So, could we witness the emergence of a new farmer prince? In East Africa, he will participate in the day-to-day management of 2 farms, handling both practical and administrative tasks. The royal court believes that this experience, which will last until December, when he returns to Denmark, will provide him with a unique insight into the local environment. Many princes have had experience in the world of agriculture over time. His father, King Frederik, for example, spent a year working on a winery in California. It is rare for princes, like Prince Joachim, to choose from the outset to focus their professional future in this field. The brother of the current monarch studied agricultural economics with the sole purpose of managing Schackenborg Castle, where he lived when in Denmark and running his agricultural enterprises, harvesting grain and growing fir trees. He proudly wore the nickname Farmer Prince or Agrarian Prince, but in the end, fate took him away from his homeland, and he exchanged the countryside for diplomatic work. His initial intention was to create a dynasty of farmers so that when he was no longer a farmer, his children would continue to care for the land. He dreamed of being a night farmer, but in a recent interview with the Washington Post, he joked that he ended up better as a gentleman. Whether Christian of Denmark will be as in love with farming as his uncle remains to be seen, although given his status as heir, his future education is expected to be much more diverse. In any case, this marks the beginning of a unique experience for him and an ordinary experience in the Danish royal family, where there is a long-standing tradition of future monarchs taking extended trips abroad in their youth to develop and learn about the world. For example, in 1986, King Frederik participated in an expedition to Mongolia focused on nomads. Christian's grandmother, Queen Margrethe, also made significant trips to South and Central America in the 1960s. Beyond the Danish royal family, Prince William and Prince Harry also spent some time away from the palace, enchanted by rural areas. The current heir traveled to Chile, Belize, and several African countries before beginning his studies at the University of St. Andrews, where he met Kate Middleton. The Duke of Sussex, in turn, spent some time on a farm in Australia, where he was extremely happy, as he explained in his memoirs. He also worked at a children's home in Lesotho, an experience that deeply influenced him and was important in shaping his great love for Africa. Experts on the Danish crown believe this journey by Christian comes at the perfect moment. In fact, sources close to the Danish royal family told local media that this is an ideal move after a fun summer. Prince Christian's decision to spend a year in Africa, Immersing himself in agriculture and experiencing a completely different way of life could be seen as a refreshing and inspiring step for a future monarch. This unique journey away from the royal comforts of Denmark offers him a rare opportunity to understand the world from a different perspective, build resilience, and develop a deeper connection with the environment and diverse cultures. It is a path of growth, learning, and humility that will likely shape him into a more empathetic and grounded leader in the future. His time in Africa could foster qualities of adaptability and compassion, traits that are invaluable for a modern royal navigating a rapidly changing world. As the heir to the Danish throne, Prince Christian's experience will not only broaden his own horizons but also set an encouraging example of curiosity, courage, and openness for his generation. The royal family's tradition of embracing such adventures reflects their commitment to personal growth and the well-being of their heirs, proving that even the most traditional institutions can evolve with the times.